The familiar roar of the crowd fades, replaced by the hushed silence of a soundstage. Where there was once vibrant green turf under his feet, there is now the intricate weave of a mark for the camera. The stadium lights that once illuminated his every move have been exchanged for the hot, focused glare of film set cliques. In this new arena, the whistle of a referee is swapped for the director's call of action, and the adrenaline of a last-minute goal is traded for the tension of a perfect take. This is the world Cristiano Ronaldo now commands. We know the man, the chiseled jawline, the gaze that can shift from intense to charismatic in a heartbeat, the very picture of superhuman confidence. We've seen him dominate the global stage of football for 2 decades, but now, the stage has been radically reset. It begs a fascinating question: what if this innate star power, this practiced mastery over pressure and performance, were channeled not through sport, but through cinema? What if the man who once bent entire games to his will could now command the screen, captivating audiences not with a ball at his feet, but with a story in his hands? While the world knows him as a footballing icon, Cristiano Ronaldo has long since transcended the sport to become a global phenomenon, a living testament to the power of relentless ambition. He is, in essence, a perfectionist whose drive pushes the boundaries of every arena he enters, a man who treats his own potential as a frontier to be constantly expanded. It's this very ethos that makes the idea of a Hollywood transition so compelling. He wouldn't simply arrive as another athlete turned actor, but as a veritable force of nature, commanding the screen with the same intensity he brings to the pitch. The moment the first teaser poster hit the streets, the global reaction would be seismic. Imagine the palpable excitement, the social media frenzy, as fans and curious onlookers alike clamor to see how the legendary competitor channels his discipline into a new art form. And the truth is, the transformation would feel less like acting and more like a natural evolution. With his sculpted physique, an aura of unshakable confidence, and a screen presence built on a lifetime of performing under immense pressure, he already possesses the complete blueprint of a blockbuster action hero, seemingly crafted for the role long before the first script was ever written. Imagine his debut in a leading role, cast as an international spy straight from the pages of a modern thriller. The archetype fits him like one of his impeccably tailored suits, a figure of calculated elegance amidst a world of fast cars and impossible, high-stakes missions. We'd watch him move through chaotic firefights and intricate deceptions with the same unnerving calm he displays on the pitch and a singular focus that renders danger just another variable to be controlled, making him appear utterly fearless and unstoppable. The camera wouldn't just capture his actions, it would revel in them, soaring alongside as he leaps from a hovering helicopter or tracking in a frantic sprint across rain-slicked rooftops, each move a blend of athletic grace and lethal precision. And woven into the fabric of the film's climax would be that inevitable, signature Ronaldo moment. It might be a desperate, split-second play, a grenade, lobbed toward him, is met not with panic, but with the perfect, powerful arc of his foot, sending it hurtling back toward the enemy with unbelievable accuracy. The theater would erupt. It's in that specific, electrifying fusion of supreme skill and raw, unscripted confidence where his true charisma lies, an authentic, star-making power that simply cannot be rehearsed. While athleticism provides the foundation, the true soul of acting is the authentic portrayal of human emotion. And if we have been spectators to Cristiano Ronaldo's storied career, we have been granted a front-row seat to a veritable masterclass in feeling. We have witnessed the unbridled joy of victory and the deep, gut-wrenching frustration of defeat. We've seen the heartbreak of a dream deferred, etched on his face, and the transcendent ecstasy of lifting a coveted trophy. He has cried tears of both sorrow and overwhelming happiness on the pitch. He has screamed with a passion that seems to emanate from his very core. In one moment, he is the king of the world, hoisting silverware toward the sky, and in the next, he is brought low, fallen to his knees in visceral pain. That is the essence of powerful acting. It's raw, unfiltered, and profoundly human. It is this very capacity for emotional truth that makes the prospect of him on screen so compelling. If he were to channel that same potent energy into a cinematic role, the audience would quickly forget they were watching a global football icon. Instead, they would see a man who intimately understands the contours of struggle, the weight of expectation, and the resilience required to rise, time and again, from the canvas of defeat. They wouldn't see Cristiano Ronaldo, the footballer, they would see a character, forged in the same fires of triumph and adversity that make all of our stories worth telling. One can easily imagine a film where he essentially portrays a version of his own legendary origin story and a poignant and visceral depiction of that young boy from the humble island of Madeira, whose ambition seemed to outsize his surroundings. We would witness his journey not as a foregone conclusion, but as a grueling uphill battle, defined as much by stinging rejections and dismissals as by his raw, unpolished skill. This wouldn't just be a sports biography, it would be a powerful human drama about the sheer force of will, a testament to someone who fought, clawed, and persevered his way to the absolute pinnacle of greatness. The emotional resonance of such a story would be profound, serving as a global beacon of inspiration. Millions in theaters worldwide would watch, captivated, and find a seed of possibility planted within themselves, thinking, his struggles mirror my own. If Ronaldo could defy every odds, then perhaps my own dreams aren't so foolish after all. This is, at its core, the very essence of what he has come to symbolize. His legacy isn't merely one of trophies and goal-scoring records, but a foundational belief that has empowered countless individuals, that relentless, unyielding hard work can not only match but ultimately surpass dormant talent, proving that the most gifted will inevitably be left behind by the determined. Of course, the path from the football pitch to the Hollywood soundstage is anything but straightforward. In his athletic career, Cristiano Ronaldo's discipline was legendary. Countless hours spent mastering the touch of a ball, the bend of a free kick, the physics of a perfectly timed leap. That same relentless drive would simply be redirected. The goal would no longer be to control a ball, but to command his own emotional spectrum, his vocal cadence, and the subtle, unspoken language of his body. He would be entering a completely different arena, one where he'd inevitably face a familiar chorus, critics scrutinizing his every performance, doubters questioning his legitimacy, and the very real possibility of public failure. Yet, this is precisely the kind of environment where Cristiano Ronaldo thrives. His entire career has been a masterclass in converting skepticism into fuel. Every he can't has ever only been met with a silent, steely resolve that ultimately screams, "Just watch me." So, picture the metamorphosis. We would witness Ronaldo, the global football icon, willingly humbling himself to become a student once more. He would immerse himself in script analysis, drill lines with a dialect coach, and rehearse scenes for hours on end, chasing perfection with the same obsessive compulsion that defined his sporting life. For him, the craft may change, but the core identity remains unshakable. He is, at his very essence, addicted to the process of improvement. With time and relentless dedication, his innate talent for storytelling began to truly flourish. He immersed himself in the craft, learning to deconstruct a scene not just through an athlete's eyes, but through a director's lens, mastering the subtle language of camera angles, the critical rhythm of pacing, and the art of weaving genuine emotion into every frame. He discovered that the intense, singular focus he once reserved for lining up a penalty kick was perfectly transferable. Now, however, the goalposts had been replaced by something far more compelling, the human heart. His new objective was to craft moments that resonated deeply, to create a connection with the audience that was as immediate and visceral as a game-winning goal. This unique vision would eventually carry his work from sound stages in Hollywood to the historic streets of Europe and the vibrant landscapes of Asia. His reputation would grow, leading to calls from major studios and collaborations with esteemed directors. They would seek him out not merely for the glow of his fame, but for the substance behind it, because he was a creator who understood pressure, precision, and, most importantly, how to deliver a final product that left a lasting impact. Picture this, a cinematic event titled The Last Goal, where Cristiano Ronaldo steps into a role that feels like a natural extension of his own legacy. He portrays a retired football legend, living a life of quiet seclusion, who is reluctantly drawn back into the world he left behind to save the career and future of a promising but troubled young athlete. The film would delve deep into the powerful themes of what we leave behind: the weight of a legacy, the redemptive power of mentorship, and the profound beauty of second chances, both given and received. Audiences would be taken on an emotional journey, punctuated by moments of genuine suspense on and off the pitch, and of course, those signature, heart-pounding training montages set to an inspiring soundtrack. When the lights finally come up and the credits roll, you wouldn't just see people leaving their seats, you'd see them walking out with a renewed spark, a feeling that they too can overcome their own obstacles. The The true success of such a film lies in its ability to transcend the screen. It's not merely a piece of entertainment, but a genuine source of motivation that lingers long after you've left the theater. What if, instead of leaving his past behind, he channeled that very essence into a new kind of role? Imagine him starring in a powerful biopic that mirrors his own understanding of resilience, a film that argues no dream is too vast to chase and no challenge too formidable to overcome. In such a role, his voice would evolve beyond mere dialogue to become a symbol of pure discipline, each line delivered with the hard-won conviction of someone who has lived it. His presence on screen would become more than just a performance. His image would stand as a lasting reminder that true greatness isn't a fleeting moment in the spotlight. It doesn't simply vanish when the cheers fade. Instead, it transforms, finding new arenas and new forms of expression. This is the real beauty of envisioning Ronaldo as a movie star. He wouldn't be running from his legacy as a footballer, but rather building upon it. He would be evolving in the public eye, using a new canvas to show the world that a singular passion knows no boundaries, and that the drive for excellence can endlessly reinvent itself. There's a unique kind of glory found on the football pitch, a brilliance that Cristiano Ronaldo knows intimately, the roar of the crowd, the lifting of trophies, the undeniable proof of being the best in the world at what you do. Yet, for all its intensity, that glory is tied to the finite timeline of an athlete. The spotlight on a player, no matter how bright, inevitably dims with retirement, as new stars emerge and the world slowly, respectfully, moves on. But the silver screen offers a different kind of legacy altogether: immortality. The story we're really telling here stretches far beyond the hypothetical of a football legend trading the pitch for a soundstage. At its core, it's a powerful testament to the art of perpetual evolution. It's about what becomes possible when an individual refuses to be defined by a single chapter of their life, choosing instead to channel a lifetime of cultivated assets, that relentless discipline, that insatiable hunger, that unstoppable drive into the conquest of an entirely new frontier. This is because true, transferable success is rarely about the specific title on your door or the field you play on. It's about the foundational engine you build within yourself, the unwavering intensity, the monk-like focus, and the inner fire that transforms raw potential into undeniable mastery. These are the tools that built a colossus of sport, and they are the very same tools that, without a doubt, would be deployed with full force on any new challenge. The arena may change, but the champion's mindset remains, ready to begin the climb all over again. What if Cristiano Ronaldo, a name synonymous with the beautiful game, were to trade the roaring stadiums for the glow of Hollywood spotlights? While the setting would change, the core of his story would remain unshaken. He would simply be continuing the narrative he has authored his entire life, that of a relentless force of ambition, a true master of reinvention who has consistently demonstrated that the boundaries of our potential are often just illusions we haven't yet challenged. This isn't just a fantasy about a footballer becoming an actor, it's a powerful metaphor for our own lives. It asks us a compelling question: if a global icon can fearlessly pivot from the pinnacle of one career to chase a new dream on the big screen, what stops us from pursuing our own reinventions, no matter how daunting they seem? His journey whispers a universal truth that it's never too late to start again, to redefine your goals, or to dream in a different color. The world, after all, is a stage waiting for our performance. The cameras are perpetually rolling, not just on the famous, but on every one of us, waiting to capture the moment we decide to step out of the shadows and into our own light. So, the real takeaway isn't about Ronaldo's hypothetical career change, but about our very real opportunity to shine, right where we are.